The little girl had never reacted to a single sound in her entire life. Doctors had tried everything. Therapists had never given up. Her billionaire father had spent fortunes searching for a miracle. But on one unforgettable afternoon, surrounded by curious strangers in the bright afternoon sunshine, a quiet single father reached into his worn backpack, pulled out something no one expected, and within seconds, tears rolled down every face watching. It wasn't money. It wasn't expensive technology. It was something far more powerful. Before this incredible journey begins, if you believe in kindness, forgiveness, hope, and second chances, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, and subscribe to our channel so our family and our community can continue sharing stories that inspire hearts around the world. Graham Whitmore had everything the world admired. His international construction company had made him one of the wealthiest men in America. Private jets, luxurious homes, and endless business awards surrounded his life, yet none of them filled the emptiness he carried every morning. His greatest treasure was his 8-year-old daughter, Eliza, who had been born profoundly deaf. Graham never considered her broken. She was intelligent, artistic, and wonderfully kind, but every failed treatment reminded him that no amount of money could guarantee happiness. Eliza communicated through sign language, expressive smiles, and beautiful sketches that amazed everyone who saw them. She painted colorful skies, joyful families, and peaceful gardens, but one thing always appeared in every drawing: a lonely little bird sitting silently on a branch. Her teachers believed it represented the silence she had always known. One warm Saturday afternoon, Graham took Eliza to a community charity fair held in a large city park. The event supported military families and local children's programs. Graham had quietly donated a large amount to the fundraiser, hoping to help without attracting attention. While volunteers prepared activities under the bright sunshine, Eliza wandered toward an art table where children were decorating wooden birdhouses. Working nearby was a volunteer named Owen Carter. Years earlier, Owen had served as a Navy SEAL, completing dangerous missions around the world. After leaving the military, he lost his wife to cancer, leaving him to raise his young son alone. Life had become financially difficult, but Owen refused to let hardship define his future. He now spent weekends helping veterans and children, believing that service did not end with a military uniform. Owen noticed Eliza carefully painting tiny blue feathers on a wooden bird. She worked with remarkable patience, completely focused on every brushstroke. While other children laughed loudly around her, she remained peacefully inside her own quiet world. Owen had learned basic American Sign Language after his wife began volunteering with children who had hearing disabilities years before. Without hesitation, he greeted Eliza using gentle signs. Her eyes widened with surprise before a huge smile spread across her face. Few strangers ever greeted her that way. Graham watched from a distance, amazed that someone had immediately connected with his daughter without pity or awkwardness. He walked over to thank Owen, and the two fathers quickly discovered they shared something deeper than either expected. Both knew what it meant to carry responsibility alone. One carried unimaginable wealth, the other carried unimaginable memories, but loneliness had treated them equally. As the afternoon continued, Eliza spent nearly every minute beside Owen and his son, Finn. They built birdhouses together, planted flowers, and laughed through silent gestures and warm expressions. Graham noticed something he had not seen in years. His daughter looked completely understood. Eventually the charity organizer announced a small presentation honoring military veterans. Families gathered around the outdoor stage beneath the bright afternoon sky. During the ceremony, Owen quietly reached into his old backpack and removed a small weathered wooden box. Graham assumed it contained military medals or photographs. Instead, Owen carefully opened it to reveal a simple handcrafted wooden bird whistle. Many people looked confused. It seemed ordinary, almost insignificant. Owen explained through signs and written words that years ago, during rehabilitation after combat injuries, an elderly craftsman had taught him how vibrations could sometimes help children wearing specialized hearing devices better recognize environmental patterns during therapy. Owen wasn't claiming miracles. He simply remembered something that had once brought hope to another struggling family. Eliza had recently received advanced hearing technology that doctors believed might gradually improve her awareness of certain sounds with continued training. Progress had been painfully slow. With Graham's permission, Owen gently handed Eliza the small whistle. Instead of blowing it immediately, he encouraged her to place her fingers lightly against the polished wood while holding it close. When Owen softly blew into the whistle, a gentle vibration traveled through the wood into Eliza's hands. Her expression suddenly changed. Her eyes blinked rapidly. She slowly turned toward Owen, then toward the trees above them. A tiny bird sitting on a nearby branch answered with its own cheerful song. For the very first time, Eliza showed unmistakable recognition that something existed beyond silence. It wasn't perfect hearing. It wasn't a dramatic medical cure. It was simply the first meaningful connection between vibration, technology, and the natural sounds therapists had spent years trying to introduce. Graham fell to his knees as tears streamed down his face. The billionaire who had signed contracts worth billions found himself speechless before one handmade wooden whistle carried inside an old backpack. The weeks that followed transformed both families. Graham funded a new community therapy center where military veterans and children with hearing disabilities could learn together. Instead of placing his own name on the building, he named it after Owen's late wife, whose compassion had inspired him to learn sign language years before. Owen accepted a leadership role at the center, helping families discover hope through patience rather than promises. Veterans found renewed purpose mentoring children. Parents found encouragement from one another. Children discovered friendships that ignored every difference. Eliza continued improving through therapy, but the greatest miracle wasn't how much she could hear. It was how confidently she smiled. The lonely bird disappeared from her paintings, replaced by entire flocks flying together across bright blue skies. Graham finally understood that love could never be measured by wealth. Sometimes the greatest gift arrived in the hands of someone who possessed very little except compassion, courage, and the willingness to care. Before we finish, we'd love to hear from you. Please leave a meaningful comment sharing what you believe is the greatest gift one person can give another: kindness, hope, forgiveness, or simply being present when someone feels alone. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another emotional journey. May this story remind all of us that miracles don't always arrive wrapped in wealth or fame. Sometimes they begin with an open heart, a selfless stranger, and one small act of compassion that changes many lives forever.